Alrighty, hello everyone. Welcome to the Career Center. My name is Amy Doe, and you are at an event called Preparing for Graduate School. I personally have been to graduate school. I graduated with my master's degree from DePaul a couple of years ago. I'm happy to be here hosting this event for you guys. Currently at the Career Center, I work as a counselor. I'm a career counselor for the Media, Communications, Arts, and Entertainment career community. So feel free to ask me any questions pertaining to that or pertaining to the presentation as we go along. I just want to say right now that this event is going to be recorded and sent out to all registered participants. So if you are watching the recording, hello. All of the post-presentation materials will be sent to you as well as a post-meeting survey. So let's get started. In this presentation, we are going to talk about researching and selecting programs, funding your education, writing a CV and a personal statement, and project managing the application process. The slides are pretty text heavy, so I'm going to try and go slow, but let me know if you have any questions along the way. Alrighty, here we go. So, Graduate School 101. In many fields, earning a graduate degree or certificate is a benefit and a competitive advantage for some, for example, in fields of business. In some, it's necessary for advancement. So a good example of this is if you want to be a college professor, you are going to need at least a master's degree. So getting accepted into your preferred program requires research, differentiation, and extreme project management skills, so I am here to give you some tips. Alright, so first is researching programs. The amount of time and effort required to apply to attend graduate school, not to mention the cost, means it's very crucial to carefully study the many variables to ensure that you choose the right program. If it's not the right fit, then you're going to waste a lot of time and a lot of money. So you'll want to apply to multiple graduate programs to maximize your options, but avoid the scattershot approach. I mean, pulling up, for example, writing and publishing graduate programs and then applying to like the first 5 that show up without doing a lot of research. It's better to concentrate your efforts on a few carefully selected programs. Consider the factors below. So for example, if you are looking to get a graduate degree, for example, in geology, then you might want to look at the community. Is it actually a good place to study rocks, right? If you are looking to really break into an industry like film and television, then you might want to concentrate your search in areas that have a really strong film and television industry around them. For example, New York, LA, Chicago, Atlanta, that kind of stuff. All right, moving on. So here is a breakdown of each of the 10 factors. The first is specialization. Make sure you do your homework and identify the programs that align best with your interests. A lot of graduate study concentrations can be completed in a variety of fields and subfields. How much flexibility does each program offer in terms of course load? That kind of stuff. The second point is reputation. You're going to want any program and institution to have a really good reputation, have a good review on sites like US News and World Report. Look at the program marketing materials, emphasize a lot of different graduate level programs will market themselves as having certain differentiations. For example, one program might have really strong faculty and excellent research. Another one might have really good career background in terms of outcomes after graduation. So make sure you read the own marketing materials that the program is putting out, as well as doing your own independent research. Third is the requirements. Make sure you review each program structure and number of required courses and seminars along with their focus. How long does it typically take students to complete the program's requirements, that kind of thing. The fourth is program size. Are you comfortable attending a program offered at a large or a smaller campus? Partially, this also has to do with personal preference. So think about how you learn, think about the kind of school that you can see yourself succeeding at. Would you prefer a program with a smaller number of students or a larger group? And also, are you willing to relocate for this program? Fifth is community and setting. You're going to want to take a look at on-campus and off-campus communities. Is the on-campus culture, faculty access, social life what you're looking for in terms of graduate program? Off-campus, does the area have amenities you want and need, and is it a city or a small college town? If you're relocating, then cost of living also factors into community and setting. The sixth one is faculty. Your relationship with faculty is going to be a huge factor in your educational experience, especially if you are completing a thesis or some kind of major research program that requires mentorship and partnering up with a faculty member. Learn the names, departmental positions, and academic credentials of the professors you're going to be working with. Connecting with them on LinkedIn before, during, or after orientation sessions or info sessions are a great way to learn more about the program. Seventh is resources. So research, graduate level research, can require significant out-of-pocket costs as well as a lot of free labor. Make sure to find out about the resources available at the institution to reduce those costs. So research often also involves travel. Is there a travel stipend? What kinds of research facilities do they offer? All that kind of stuff. And finally, or almost finally, costs and funding. Tuitions and fees are going to be an obvious consideration, but you should also take into account living expenses, which can vary widely by region, stipends and funding programs that are available at your chosen institution, and what the work requires. Penultimately, you're going to want to consider career outcomes. What are the career outcomes for program alumni, and how does the program support students and alumni in professional development? You can search graduates of a program by using the filter function on LinkedIn. And overall, you're going to want to focus on what's your best fit. As you go through the process of evaluating graduate programs against the above factors, take into account your instinct. Which one feels the best? If possible, you'll definitely want to visit each institution, speak with faculty, current students, and contact alumni to provide the best opportunity to ensure that you apply to the programs that fit you and your goals the best. Funding your education. Whether it's business, law school, medical school, or another profession, all postgraduate education programs share one challenge. They cost a lot of money. There are many options for funding. You're going to want to research options specific to your needs, qualifications, area of interest, if you are a member of any marginalized student groups, other factors. But here are 4 ways to help pay for your postgraduate education. We're going to go through all of them. So, federal loans are government-sponsored loans and can be an attractive way to help fund graduate or professional schools with fixed rates and flexible payment terms. I don't know why the spacing is like that on the slide, but that's what it says. Scholarships and grants. There are a wide array of scholarships and grants available through the government, corporations, private organizations. There was a Forbes article a while back that compiled some of these into a list, so I'll be able to link all of you to that. Qualifications vary from merit, income level, special groups, cultural identities, single parents, veterans, that kind of stuff. For example, when I went to graduate school here at DePaul, I got a significant discount on postgraduate coursework because I went through the double Demon Scholarship Program, which slashed my costs in about half, which made it a lot easier to fund, combined with a lot of scholarships, which really reduced the cost for myself. Supported by government programs, a lot of institutions waive tuition and offer stipends to help cover living expenses for students taking graduate assistant positions. If you're interested in teaching, that can be a great way to cover your costs. And finally, some institutions offer grants and other support in return for participation in research programs as an assistant. So make sure that you do your research about it. Great. So going back to writing a personal statement, some require fairly specific information, others are unstructured, leaving the applicant free to range of topics. When you attend undergraduate school, you are generally asked to do a similar thing when you apply. This is just the graduate version of a college essay. Thank you for your patience, everyone, as we navigate some tech problems. Make sure that everything you include supports the overall purpose of the statement, and remember the audience as you draft it. Your readers are professionals in their field, and they are assessing you for fit, distinction, self-awareness, and quality in order to make their decision. Here are some do's and some don'ts. Mostly, make sure to read the instructions very carefully. Spend some time reflecting, do a couple of drafts, and be real. Stay focused on who you are and what you bring to the table. We here at the Career Center can definitely support helping you write a personal statement, as well as reviewing any drafts that you have ongoing. Some programs provide questions or guidance. prompts fully and thoughtfully. Graduate and professional schools are generally interested in the following topics through the form of questions, and answers might vary a little bit depending on the program that you are applying to. All right, so your professional and academic purpose in graduate study. It's telling me that my internet connection is unstable, so I'm just going to turn my camera off, see that helps. This topic should include big issues and questions, and your area of specialization mainly centers around why this program aligns with your interests and goals. It's an opportunity to demonstrate how this program aligns with your interests and also your area of study. Demonstrating deep contemporary knowledge, especially if your undergraduate study is aligned with your graduate study, is a great way to show your area-specific language and jargon and your personal alignment with the program's faculty and curriculum. How you're uniquely prepared and qualified. So correlate your academic credentials and your extracurricular experience with program criteria. This is a great place to highlight your background or any diverse perspectives you bring to the table. Researching the school and describing its special appeal to you helpful to answer any questions like why this program or why now. Your statement should convince the committee that this is your top choice of any program, even if you're applying to multiple programs. So make sure that you're reading their marketing research about their alumni, career outcomes, all that kind of stuff. And doing that initial research can definitely help you when writing a personal statement. Finally, tell them who you are as a person. You're reading anything about you, give them a strong sense of who you are beyond credentials. This is an opportunity to demonstrate that you'll be an active and generous member of the learning community. Pivoting a little bit to the CV, resume comes from the French word for summary. Curriculum vitae, often called the CV, means course of life in Latin. A resume is concise, but a CV is more detailed, designed to provide a full history of your academic credentials. It's appropriate to be longer than a page. Personally, my CV is about 2 to 3 pages long. I've seen CVs from established professionals and professors that are up to 7. It's a catalog of literally every single academic, professional, and personal accomplishment. It's used when applying to graduate school, fellowships, grants, academia, and it includes various sections that won't be found on a typical resume, like publications, conferences, exhibitions, presentations, volunteer experience, professional associations, languages, all that kind of stuff. And a CV always begins with education. Finally, we are going to talk about project managing your application. Many competitive deadlines have due dates between mid-December and early February from fall admission, so if you're here, you're starting to think about this at just the right time. Every application should be tailored to each individual program, which means that you're going to want to start researching as early as you can, possibly up to a year in advance. This will allow you to take any standardized tests, example the GRE, seek informational interviews with faculty, program directors, tour campuses, interviews, all that kind of stuff. Some graduate programs require very specific standardized tests or portfolios. Almost all programs require these core parts. First is the application form and a fee, just general application, putting in basic information about your educational background. Take your time, make sure it's complete. You're going to want to request a transcript of your academic record. Finally, a resume or CV and a personal statement. Most graduate programs require a curriculum vitae, which is a robust, almost catalog-like version of a resume. The committee might not read beyond 2 or 3 pages, but it definitely can be longer than 1. It should be longer than a page. Personal statement or statement of intent. Again, read the directions. Programs have a strict list, others don't. Regardless, write the statement to demonstrate your fit and your distinctiveness as a candidate. Finally, you're probably going to need letters of recommendation. When selecting a recommender for a graduate school, it's important to think about who knows you well enough to write a compelling letter. Be sure to line up your recommenders well in advance, provide them with your completed resume and personal statement, and finally, make sure you write thank you notes to all of your recommenders, regardless of whether or not you get accepted. Writing a letter of recommendation means they're going the extra mile for you, so you should be able to go the extra mile for them. The Career Center can help you in a variety of ways. We have drop-in career coaching, virtual appointments with career community advisors, email resume review, and 50 plus handouts and videos via our career library. You can search for opportunities on Handshake, our careers platform, and network with alumni, potentially those who have taken the same graduate program as you are looking to get into, via Ask, LinkedIn, or alumni sharing knowledge. All this information is available at careercenter.depaul.edu. Again, our drop-in career coaching, I just want to clarify this transition to appointment only due to COVID and other pandemic restrictions. Our virtual appointments with career advisors can be booked as early as a day in advance, and you can do that through Handshake or by calling our phone number for either the Loop or the Lincoln Park front desk. Here is a link to our career library. It has 50 plus handouts and 14 2-minute videos focused on every career readiness topic, ranging from resume basics, writing your CV, exploring your interests, or building your brand.